Hey folks, Mr. Dell here. Hey, we're looking at a problem where we've got to find a length of a segment in a coordinate system. So we'll run through this one. This is coming from CPM's uh, Integrated Math 1 curriculum, and this is section 6.1.4, number 6-43. So the problem says draw AC, the segment AC, with the coordinates A being at 2, 6, C being at 5, -1. Then draw a slope triangle. So there's our hint. Draw the slope triangle. Use the slope triangle to calculate the length of AC and consider precision of our measurement. So let's start with the points. Now remember, a point is always x, comma, y, right? So, and this is my x-axis and this is my y-axis. So there's a little grid for you if you don't use some graph paper to show precision here. So A is at 2, 6, which is right here. So there's my A coordinate. And B, or excuse me, C, again, that's my X, that's my Y. So X is 5 and Y is -1. So we would put C right there. So what it's asking me is it wants to know what is the length. Let me redraw that. What is the length going from A to C? What is that exact length? Gave us a hint and said use this idea of slope triangle, right? So remember, slope triangle is just you would figure out what your slope is by drawing this triangle, your horizontal change and your vertical change and your horizontal change, right? So the rise over run. So this rise here is 7 and this run is 3. So if we were needing to find slope would be in this case -7/3, right? Because it's the downhill line and it's 7/3. So that's slope. But what I'm going to use these lengths here because I've got this right triangle now, right? So what we know, we have a tool called Pythagorean Theorem to find this length there. So I want to know what that length there is. That's the hypotenuse of this triangle, right? So Pythagorean Theorem Pythagorean theorem says a squared plus b squared equals c squared. And let me explain what that is. Really, it's just a squared plus b squared and c squared. Those are the legs of a triangle. So you take one leg of a triangle, you square it. The other leg of the triangle squared is equal to the hypotenuse of the triangle squared, right? So the hypotenuse is always the side length opposite of the 90 degrees. So for our question here, so we can say that 7 squared plus 3 squared is equal to c squared. We'll call that length c, right? So we do our math. We've got 49 plus 9 is equal to c squared. And so those add up to be 58 is equal to c squared. And then to find what c is, remember, we're looking for the same number that multiplies itself, right? C squared is the same thing as c times c. So in order to figure that out, we use the operation of square root, right? So we would say that c is equal to the square root of 58. And at that point, you can utilize a calculator to get an approximate answer, or you can leave your answer. It says consider precision of measurement. You can leave your answer as the square root of 58 because the square root of 58 is irrational. So we would not be able to get an exact answer. We can get an approximate. So we'll just do that real quick. So the square root of 58, and you got to use a calculator for that. There it is, would be approximately 7.61, and I'll round here 6. So that's our approximate answer for that length of the triangle, that AC. So we would say that AC, I'll do it this way, AC, the actual segment, is the measurement of the segment. Put a little m there to signify that. The measurement of the segment is square root of 58, or approximately 7.616. All right.